The Innovators Network.
Welcome to the Killer Innovation Show, the longest continuously produced podcast in history. Each week, Phil McKinney brings you the insights and strategies to amplify your creativity and innovation skills. Here's your host, Phil McKinney. This episode is sponsored by Zoom. With Zoom, you can streamline your communication, collaboration, and creativity all in one place. Zoom is the market-leading platform that provides video meetings, voice, webinars, and chat across desktops, phones, tablets, and conference room systems. To learn more about Zoom and sign up for your free account, visit killerinnovations.com/Zoom.
Today's episode is a special update. Today's topic is about using innovation to navigate uncharted territory. It is a very personal topic, one of my dealing with the unexpected. I'm sharing with you what has been happening behind the scenes during my 6 months away from the microphone, and how our team is innovating to bring you new content. As you can imagine, having been in front of this microphone since 2005, I am anxious to get back in the chair and record more shows for you. It has been a challenging 6 months, but I'm pleased to report that I'm doing well, ready to take on the world again, although in maybe a slightly more laid-back fashion. So what happened? How will this impact and change the show going forward? And what can you do to help? All this and more today, so let's get started. Hello, fellow innovators, and welcome back to another episode of Killer Innovations Podcast. I am so happy to be back in the studio with you today, and I'm excited to give you an update on the show and myself. In February, I had to undergo open heart surgery at Mayo Clinic in Jacksonville, Florida. The surgery was a totally unexpected when we went to Florida for Christmas. Now, I have a rare genetic cardiac condition, so I've been under the Mayo's care for the last half dozen years. During my annual checkup, though, the test showed some issues, which turned a 3-week visit into a 4.5-month odyssey. Unfortunately, the 9 days I spent in the intensive care unit being intubated caused damage to my vocal cords, which has prevented me from recording new episodes, that is, until today. The damage to the vocal cords is why my voice may sound hoarse or different, but the show must go on, and that's where the team that helps me with this show stepped in. While I've been out, Andrew, Kirk, and Ethan have been serving up the most popular shows from our rich 19-year archive. Since I couldn't record, I turned my attention to my writing, posting multiple times weekly to my blog over at philmckinney.com. If you haven't checked it out lately, I would encourage you to hop over. You will notice that all of my writings are now merged onto the Ghost platform that hosts the blog, making it easier for everyone to find the archive of my articles going all the way back to 1996. To get back in front of the microphone, I've been meeting with vocal cord experts, including those specializing in performers and audio professionals. We looked at various options to determine what it would take to get my voice back to its pre-surgery level. The most important was letting the vocal cords rest. In addition, the specialists have changed my diet to reduce my acid reflux, which has been scarring the vocal cords. Who knew? Now for some exciting news. I've been cleared to experiment with recording new shows to see how my vocal cords hold up. Andrew, our associate producer, has been investigating and testing AI tools that can be trained on my past shows. These tools will take the scripts I write for new shows and create the audio using my voice that the AI tools are trained on. This will allow us to deliver original content without overstressing my vocal cords. The introduction you heard today was an actual recording of me from my mobile studio built into my bus parked in Port Angeles, Washington. As for this main segment that you're listening to, do you think it's live or is it AI? Stay tuned and I'll reveal the results of our search for a decent AI audio tool at the end of today's episode. As for my health, I'm doing great. I've lost 35 pounds, though I would not recommend bypass surgery as a weight loss program. My focus now is on my cardiac rehab and rebuilding my strength and stamina. This summer, I'm working from my bus parked in the beautiful Pacific Northwest and walking on the beach to get my steps in and loving my Starlink broadband. Now, regarding the show, our team is working hard to rebuild the queue so that we can release new original content on a more regular schedule. Now, if we miss a week here or there, I apologize in advance. So what is changing and staying the same with the show? When the show was launched in 2005, the goal was to explore creativity, design, and innovation. Over the years, this podcast has grown to include a mix of interviews, solo episodes, and the occasional co-hosts. This focus and format will not change, but the technology behind producing the show will continue to evolve. So who are our listeners? Well, Killer Innovations attracts a broad spectrum of people, from tech aficionados to aspiring entrepreneurs, from top brass at leading tech and strategy firms, to those just embarking on their career journey. My mission is to satisfy your curiosity about what it takes to be successful as an innovator, inventor, and creator, and to equip you with the tools and insights needed to navigate this rapidly changing landscape. What can you expect from future episodes? Not much difference from what you've been doing in the past. We will continue to delve into innovations that are reshaping our lives, but we don't stop there. We dig deeper to uncover the stories behind these breakthroughs. How did these innovators turn their initial ideas into tangible reality? What obstacles did they face and overcome? And crucially, how can you apply these insights to your own path? And you may hear more of my experience from a 40-year career in inventing and launching innovations. So my question to you is, what topics do you want to hear more about? And just as important, what topics have you heard enough of and you're telling me, move on? Let us know. Several of you have already reached out after you heard about my surgery and asked how you can help. I appreciate your thoughtfulness. The biggest way you can help me is to become a supporter and help us cover our increased cost to produce the show. For 19 years, I've covered the cost out of my pocket with help from Eric and his team at Zoom. Zoom has been a lead sponsor of the podcast for the last 8 years. But our expenses have increased with the team stepping up while I've been out. If you are willing to support the show and the team, please consider becoming a financial supporter. Visit the blog over at philmckinney.com and click on the membership at the top. And rest assured, none of the funding will go to me. It will go to the team and the costs associated with the podcast. What if you could help ensure this podcast continuation while gaining some exclusive perks? You can do just that for only $50 per year, or about $1 per episode. Think of it as buying me a cup of coffee once a week as a thank you for the content we provide. And in return, we'll continue to deliver the engaging, insightful episodes you look forward to every week. Imagine this: you're sipping your morning coffee, earbuds in, listening to the show. You're learning new things, hopefully being a little entertained, and it feels like you're part of a community. That is the power of this podcast. It takes more than just a microphone and an interesting topic to keep the podcast coming to your ears week after week. It involves hours of research and editing and production, not to mention the cost of hosting and distributing each episode. Your financial support can make a significant difference in maintaining the quality and consistency of the show. We need approximately 2,400 financial sponsors to cover our show expenses. Are you ready to be one of them? Will you help us keep the conversation going? Remember, supporting us isn't just about helping cover costs. It's about investing in something you value and you want to see thrive. It's about being part of a community that values knowledge and engagement and maybe a little bit of entertainment. So are you ready to step up and become a financial supporter of our podcast? Again, just drop on over to philmckinney.com and click on membership. Because every good story deserves to be told and heard. Talk about being heard. Is what you are hearing live or AI? We looked at a number of tools and tried them all. We thought that since we had 19 years of audio to train with, we could find a tool that would work. But we were wrong. While the voice was good, the inflections, emotions, and pauses were off, making the audio sound stilted and not me. Therefore, this week's show is 100% live. We will continue to test tools to see if we can find one that works so that I can rest my vocal cords. If you know of an AI tool you think can perform, please drop me a line and let me know. You can do that by just sending an email at phil@killerinnovations.com. And that's it for today's episode. Thanks for your continued support. Remember, stay curious, stay innovative, and keep pushing the boundaries. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Podcasting nonstop since 2005, this has been the Killer Innovation Show on the Innovators Network.
This show is distributed by the Innovators Network. For more information and other great shows and content, visit theinnovators.network.